That
was amazing.
Episode 2 to WIP Sundays. Now, last week was a lot of fun, so I figured let's keep it up. And tonight, got a couple of guests. We got the Quintesson Syndicate. Does some great 3D models, 3D printings, and other customs. We got
man, 3D model stuff is new. I'm very new to it.
It is still awesome what I've seen so far.
Like March break.
How you pronounce your custom panel?
It's the Gobi.
The Gobi. The Gobi Customs.
Yeah.
You got some killer dioramas and customs too. We should have plenty of content for tonight and fun working on stuff. I got for tonight. I am panel lining the the modern Fantastic Four-Way thing. Not panel lining, adding a wash. I already stripped the paint off of it, so I'm doing a wash to make it more like the Walgreens one. Finishing up King Spinks and see where we go from that. What are you guys working on tonight?
You want to go, sir?
No, you first.
Thanks. So I'll be working on this diorama here. Still in the pink, just a little small single figure, maybe a double figure diorama, little ruins. And I'm trying to finish some of the work on the Superior Spider-Man I'm working on. So there's a body. The head's already pretty much done, but I gotta paint these parts.
Nice. Oh, it is sharing my screen now. Sweet. I've loaded up the Tinkercad model that I've been doing for the Sharkticon, and what I've noticed is that there are all these weird imperfections that I didn't notice until you zoom right in. So there's this one spot here, and then of course stuff gets in the way, and you got to move it out of the way and stuff. It's very strange to me, this stuff. I kid you not when I say it's new. Okay, so I fixed the one already, but at the back here, and I only noticed this the one day, that I guess when I modeled it, there's this tiny little gap on the side here, and there's still a gap in between. So when you group stuff together, you don't necessarily see it unless you zoom right in on it. But then I added a piece in thinking, oh, you know what? I fixed it. But then when I print it, I can still see just above that thing. There's a line, there's a gap there.
Yeah.
So I'm just learning how to use all this stuff, and it's super new. And it's okay, now I'm going to ungroup it, but I don't know which part it's going to ungroup. So it's okay, so this part was the part that I added here. And if you make it see-through, you can tell there's this giant gap just hanging out there.
Oh, I see it there, yeah.
Right? And there are little things like that I didn't know about, or I just didn't see because, you're zoomed out of it, you're far away from things, and it's okay, I can't see that from here. Here it looks like it's filled in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it's okay, well, now if I click on these different parts, oh, perfect, this is exactly what I wanted. So I can delete this part now, this little piece. And then I can extend the little body just ever so slightly in there. And then it's done.
Is it causing a overlap in the bottom where it comes through, or is it good to go?
I think it should be good this way now. But then what happens is that the model that I printed, where originally you can kind of see it here on the right hand side, is I made this bubble because when I actually made the leg joints, which I've blown everything apart because I've just been trying to sort through all the designs and stuff. So I'm using 2 of these leg joints to make the leg, one for the hip joint and one for the knee joint as well. Because I was well, if I can make it work and then it's about the same size, then it's less modeling, and then I can double use the joint, print 4 of them, life's good, right? Trying to work smarter, not harder. But then what I found was I angled it horizontally through the body instead of in line with this flat surface. And so then when it turns into the body. So then I made the hole bigger, and this is how it's printing with this giant hole, and it's lined up horizontally. So I may have to edit that. I'm going to see after this massive 250% scaled prints out. I'm going to print the joint like that what's it called? This hinge swivel joint, this one here.
Yeah.
I'm going to print that out and then see if it, because tolerances in this stuff, it's a little bit of a game. Like, so the bottom part, this is 2 parts of cylinder, and then the other sort of circular piece there. And then the cylinder, I made a copy of it, but then increased the size of it. I think it was like, what's the measurement? Like, well, with the cylinder by itself, I think it was like 5 by 5. Well, that should have been the same size, both dimensionally. I don't know. Sometimes these things work, sometimes they don't. We'll see if it fits, and if it doesn't fit, then I'll I'll see what happens after that.
Yep.
It's a huge learning curve, is what it is.
Definitely. I haven't touched 3D modeling in probably 2 decades. When I went to college, I was really thinking doing graphic design as a 3D animation. I even got like digital media degrees, Maya certification. I couldn't make a spear now. It's definitely a skill. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Well, I mean, I haven't even been at this for 2 months. And then I've got friends who teach all of, like, the design courses at work and stuff, and they're like, "How are you picking this stuff up?" I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's a spatial awareness you have to have, right? Like, and then thinking about adding, like, Tinkercad's very crude in terms of, like, it can do cool stuff, but, like, you have to subtract things from it too, right? So, like, even here you can see, like, these boxes that are here, because what happened was when I subtracted this top half from it, like this upper piece, there are these floaty bits still there, because wherever the inside of that model was, there are like these floating parts that when it combined or it subtracted, it left those pieces behind. So I'm like, oh no, I don't want to go edit one model. I'm like, okay, I'll make negative shapes and I'll just remove them. Well, that always leads from one thing to another, and you create more problems that way or less problems. So it ends up looking kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like, yeah, I'm going to see how these prints go, and then I'll probably have to go back and edit this main body, the gray part. Because even when I separated it to remove and save the STL files, and then for some reason, this upper part didn't align properly with the body when I brought it down. It was too far forward.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the gaps were just there. So I've changed that a bit. And then every time I change it, I'm like, okay, did I put it right back where it was? And I have to zoom in really close. And like I noticed beside where the eye part of the black piece here, oh man, that's too far. There's like a tiny little bit of a gap there, and it was more before, but what I did was I edited and made the model a little bit wider so it filled that a little bit more. But then of course, if that changes, then I have to, duplicate it and then make it negative space and then take it away from the gray body again. So I make sure that everything lines up. It's just bananas. You start down one thing and then you're like, okay, I got this. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, oh, wait, no, but then I have to change this and this, and it affects so many different parts. Excuse me. Yeah, it's bananas. Sorry, I'm taking up all this time on your stream.
Oh, it's all right. I find it fascinating. It's like
What are you working on right now? Like, I see the thing body that's there.
Yeah, I got the thing. This
hey,
is
Rado.
the blue and the black and blue Fantastic Four-Way thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it look more like the Walgreens thing.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So I got the head already set up for it. And
now, is that the original head, or did you make a copy of the Walgreens head?
Actually, the Super Scroll Wave. That's one. I couldn't remember what the Build-A-Figure was for a second. The Super Scroll Wave, 64 Wave.
Yeah.
It had a fantastic head sculpt. This is the head sculpt that like everybody thinks of, like Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
The Walgreens one had more like a modern style thing head.
Yeah.
And you can swap the heads, but it knows
Yeah, they fit perfectly.
now.
But the colors are slightly different.
The new one has a bigger ball joint than the
Really?
Walgreens one. Why would they change that on the same body?
No, wait, I'm sure that I put the same. I'm pretty sure I put because I copied or I made a mold of the Walgreens head because a buddy of mine, he lent me his Walgreens one because they couldn't find it anywhere for anything even remotely the right price, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just insane. And then it didn't have like the Fantastic Four, that like blue and black wave, didn't have the alternate hands, so it only had fists.
Right.
So I was going to make molds of the alternate hands, but then that new one came out, so I'm like, boom, that saves, at least.
I got
that.
the retro card one in the mail right now from Amazon.
Nice.
So I'm going to do the exact same thing to it. First thing I did was took this brush cleaner.
Yep.
The Winsor Newton brush cleaner. Took a paintbrush and just painted all over that airbrush to like highlight they had all over the body. It looked.
Yeah, that ugly color. Yeah.
It puts you in mind where they do KOs. Really blobby, like airbrush. When I got the KO of the 80th anniversary Hulk.
Yeah.
This is the official one here, but it had like huge, like overspray of like the highlights. They overblew the highlights. It was way overdone.
Yeah.
It's what it reminded me
like
of.
The way like a small child would just like paint something. They just take a brush and like swap it across, or swipe it across.
Yeah. So I just took the paintbrush and put that Winsor Newton brush cleaner on there, and then took Q-tips, just wipe it off. Kept doing that on all the parts. Then take a paper towel, then wash the parts really good.
Now I tried to do that with one of my GI Joes. I think when I was making my custom Sergeant Slaughter, and it just made a mess of it. Like I didn't put a lot on, and then when I was wiping it, what's that?
You have to be quick getting it off. It could actually start eating up the figure.
And that's what it did. It kind of did. And then I was washing it with water, and I ended up just spraying some, like trying to match the skin tone. And then I made his little custom tank top. Like I sewed it and poked my finger a whole bunch of times, but it worked out. It ended up working out because you could pop the arms off really easily at the bicep. And then it's just kind of just slipping it over. And then it covered most of the chest anyway. So I'm like, you know what? Good enough.
We got a viewer. I put it up on the screen. Raito Uzumami? Is that how we pronounce that?
What's that? Izumi?
Izumi? There we go. We're hopefully have some cool stuff going on tonight. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna do the stream.
Oh, that's better. You see what you're doing.
Yeah. Is that all right, Diobi? So I have you down a little lower. We good. I'm fairly new to close enough.
That one you. I hit my mic.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hiding in the cut,
What to do first? I've almost finished up the King Sphinx. I started him last week. I was doing the wash. Took him apart, did the wash. And after applying the wash, I hit it with a sealer coat. To cut down half the work for the night, assembled half of it. Because
nice.
It's going to be noisy because we're going to turn the blow dryer on.
I got a 3D printer in my ear printing away, so I get it.
I got kids.
You win.
After the wash, I was looking at reference pictures of this character. I don't know anything about Power Rangers. I got these on clearance, but they look like cool figures.
Oh God, you hurt my feelings with that, man. Funny story.
I watched some of the first season when I was younger. When I come home from school, that's about all my memories of it. with Tommy, Jason, and Kimberly, and all those. But don't really know much about them. But they got some cool monsters, and they put them on clearance. And I was like, I got 2 of them on, I forget, probably like $9, $7, something like that.
Oh wow!
What's that in Canadian? Is that like 12 to $15 Canadian?
Probably.
The conversion is they're on clearance right now up here in Canada for $20 Canadian each. And I mean, they're like a $50 figure up here or more at one point in time.
Oh God, my heart.
Yeah, well, I think the retail down here at one time was like they were over 40.
Yeah, they were 40. They were like 45.
Yeah.
40, 45.
That's crazy.
And they're nice, but it's just when you're paying that kind of money too,
You expect to hire?
It's done a little bit of extra effort and made it look like the show. The detail of the modeling is great. It's like I went and had the hieroglyphics on the chest.
Nice.
They're not painted on right out of the box.
Yeah.
Like looking at reference pictures, they're supposed to be red.
Can you bring it up to the camera a little bit closer?
Yeah.
That's because Hasbro only loves some figures.
I was hoping to have a better camera this time around, but
it's all good. You can't see it.
I told you the other day, that thing looks amazing.
That looks fantastic.
I just took my little fine detailed. I put my old man reading glasses on and a fine tip paintbrush and detailed it out. I used some Citadel red. Citadel's reds are the best coverage reds I found.
Which one do you use?
Evil Sun Scarlet.
Okay, I don't have that one. I got Mephist.
Air Evil Sun Scarlet. And
I've used the Tamiya myself, and that stuff I find has better paint adhesion. Like it stays on better than a lot of the stuff that I was using.
Absolutely. It takes a little longer to dry, but it does have a good adhesion. The Citadel, you have to be careful with them until you seal them. It can come off. What I found too,
I'm going.
Man down.
What I found too, like the Citadel too, red was like I was a big user of Chester's Model Masters paints.
Not like me.
Yeah. But their reds are hard to cover anything. You usually have to do a base coat or something else to use red over top. But I found if you use the Citadel red, use that as a base coat, then like the more vibrant Guards red from Testers.
Yeah, the
Prime.
The other trick that I saw somewhere is that if you paint a silver, let's say, under it, and then get a clear red.
Oh yeah, it'll come through fluorescent.
It'll make it shiny, like super shiny, and stand out. Same thing with like a yellow or like any kind of translucent paint over a silver paint makes it just like glow.
Yeah, it makes it gold.
Yet,
that's what I did with my the last version of Prime. I did the redo the 2.0 First Form Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I painted the armor gold, the ingot gold testers. Then I did the P in transparent red, so it's got that nice candy red to the finish.
Nice. Hey, with this, have you seen the custom? Well, I can't remember who did it. I'll have to look at my photos, but they did a custom Apocalypse, like when he wasn't armored up, like Egyptian Apocalypse, and they used the King Sphinx like headdress, and they popped it on and they put it on. I can't remember who did it though.
I'll bet you it looks awesome.
I did see that. The reason why I noticed it because working on these, I was like, that looks like King Sphinx's headdress.
But it looks great, right? Like it's something I would have never thought to include. Like I had done a pre-armor Apocalypse way back, like before I moved and stuff, and it's packed up in a box somewhere. Otherwise, I'd show you. I think it's on my Instagram, but yeah, it was like, oh, that would be the perfect addition. But I'm not going to pay $50 for a figure just to take the headdress off, and then what do you do with the rest of it, right? Like,
oh yeah. Hulk's Nice Customs, he was telling me about Dom. He was thinking about getting one of these turned into Griffin, I think he said.
Oh, nice.
One of the things with little tip on these harder hip pieces, you can pop them. Sometimes you get them off like this one. I got it off really easy, but you're not going to get it back on that way.
No, because you can't boil them. You can't do that because you take all the paint off, right?
Exactly. So you got a little soft plastic cup inside that holds the ball joint.
Yeah.
And it's sandwiched around with the harder plastic sandwiched around it. So I just took a rounded Dremel bit, the barrel bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit larger than the diameter of the ball joint, and just made a little groove in there. And I'm going to take a blow dryer now and heat this up, pop it right on.
Now, does it affect how is the joint still stiff or is it loose at all?
It has no effect whatsoever on the articulation.
That's fantastic.
The inner softer cup is what grabs the ball joint.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Who knew doing customs would be a class?
Oh, honestly, I learned so much by people sharing, and I remember when I first got into customizing. I think I started out with my masterpiece Transformers, and I just I didn't know anything about it, right? Had no idea what I was getting into, and I would always loved the character in the Transformers G1 cartoon of Autobot X. So Autobot X was like what started my whole journey into customization, and it was insane. Like, I went to town on it. Ended up winning first place at TFCon Toronto with the figure because we made a box that made it look like an actual masterpiece figure. Like, I tricked people apparently because I was around, like, very hesitant to leave it at the booth where all the customs were being dropped off because I was just paranoid somebody's just going to walk by and scoop it up and walk out with it. But, like, I remember standing around and somebody walked up and this kid was like, "Oh, I didn't know they're making a masterpiece Autobot X." Like, it fooled people.
Dang. Hey, man, that is definitely a claim to fame, my friend.
That is always awesome.
It was such a great feeling. Like, I got there early. I was just like amped up for it. I spent a lot of time with it. I took a third-party Shockwave. It was actually Quake Wave, the Fans Toys Quake Wave, which probably goes for stupid money now. But at the time, I paid $50 Canadian for a used copy that was open that a guy just couldn't get rid of. And I was like, perfect, $50. Yeah, that's great. It's a great base. He had this sort of gun hand already, right? Like the rifle sort of hand, which worked. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. I bought a model kit of a Datsun, which I had to search high and low for, and I chopped that up and added it. And I went through all these this whole process of making stuff. It was just insane, like trying to engineer parts to work, but work with the original figure, and it was just crazy. But like, I didn't know anything about customizing at the time, so I guess this is my long way of getting to the point where, like, when I got into it, I didn't know a lot, and a lot of people were very secretive about what they were doing, how they were doing it.
That's always drove me crazy. Like, getting into customizing, people don't want to share.
Yeah. We talked about that the other day, man. We was talking about that the other day.
Yep.
Or like some kind of like elitism, right? Where like certain customizers were like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen that?" And I remember one guy in particular who was in one of our groups that I was in, and that was originally part of the group that me and some buddies started, the one that Dom's in. I think he mentioned it the last live stream, the Quintesson Toy Syndicate. And he was in there and he helped start it. And I thought, everything's cool. And then one day, like, I don't want to mention names, like, guy, he messaged me about a custom that Dom made. And he's like, "Oh, you see this? He's copying my designs and blah, blah, blah." And like, he just lost his shit. And I was like, what? And I looked at what he showed me and what Dom made, and they're completely different. Like, same idea, same character.
Oh, yeah. I remember Dom being ticked off about that too.
Oh yeah, as he should, right? And so like, he got mad at that, but like, this guy was like on his high horse, like, how dare he copy my work? And I was like, he's not copying your work, man. There are at least like 7 differences in design.
Hey, Jared, it is, to me, I find that's weird too. Like, he's brought up that he shares all the techniques he discovers. You go back about 10, 15 years ago, nobody shared. They kept everything to the vest.
Really? Huh?
Yeah, it was bad.
Especially the way I started customizing action figures. I did Transformers before, but I got into action figures in about 2010, 2011. You couldn't find nobody telling you how to do stuff, how to customize. If you did, if you found anything, you might find some screenshots people have made and trying to like clumsily written out tutorials.
Yeah.
I think like what is it? Jen Satoma was one of the first people to start really sharing stuff that I saw.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of tutorials on like how he did everything.
Well, even today though, some people were like so hush hush about it. I was watching some guys customize a while back, and they were talking about sign up for my Patreon, and I'll have custom tutorials on it. Why is it not on your channel now?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to make a buck off of it, but then really, how much do you get out of that? Like, you don't. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but I don't think you get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I've got all of. You guys interested in seeing pics of like even the Sharkticon build pics when I built it?
Oh yeah.
I love all art.
Okay.
That could actually work out good because I can mute myself, turn my blow dryer on, and while you share that.
Yeah, right.
Or is it off camera?
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
All right, hold on.
So I can start up my noisy blow dryer.
I think I'm sharing the screen now.
Yep.
Yeah, we see it.
Oh no.
Snake! Is he gone?
I'm here. Is everything okay?
Our friend has left the building.
Did you lose power?
I don't know what happened.
You start sharing a screen and it blacked out.
The government knows. The elite 3D printers have come for him. There.
Oh, we are.
My computer just didn't warn me and just shut things off. Is my screen still being shared? Or no?
It went black, so I unshared it. Okay, now you're good.
We're about to send a search party for you, buddy.
Oh, weird. But on my thing, it's saying I'm not sharing. It's asking me if.
And we see like a mirror.
Yeah, the mirror image.
All right, let me just fix it because the Bluetooth, it was connected to that so I could hear you guys better. But now it's not connected.
For technical difficulties. We will be right back.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'm so unready, but
we got somebody else coming in here. The ears must have been burning. Just a second. Come on.
There we go.
You got it?
Whew. Yeah, I think I got it all connected. So let me just do the Sherry screen.
Okay.
All right, allow. Whew. Man. All right, so way back.
Mute myself.
I took a piece of paper with just like the designs that I had seen on the internet, and I was like, just scale it, right? And so I played with the different various heights, and I played with the shark mode and the bot mode, and I had Masterpiece or Fans Toys Cup. And then I started just designing with cardboard, and I was using an old Combiner Wars Onslaught.
Okay.
As like the base figure, because I was like, oh, I want ratchets in it, and I want but what I ended up noticing is that the ratchets were just the teeth were too far apart. So he's like standing with his legs perfectly straight, or he's like riding a horse. So like I ended up making it work, but like with styrene too, like I was using styrene. I got into that modeling stuff from Autobot X. And so I started using some of the techniques and things that I found from that. And it went through all like these various design, like I guess steps where, you know, you're trying to create parts of this, like a round bit here, a circular, a spherical. Whereas like now with a 3D design, I could have done that bottom leg perfectly symmetrical all the way around in like a minute, printed it, and then it would be done. Right? Like it's insane.
Hey man, technology is our friend.
Yeah, exactly. So I won't go through every single picture, but like I used epoxy sculpt. I was trying to make like a hole here so that it could articulate with a rocker, ankle rocker. And then started like building the body out of styrene because I wanted it to transform. I was like, this thing's got to transform.
Right.
Transformer, if I'm going to have it at TFCon, it's got to transform. And like one of the funniest things here was when I had the feet sticking through this cardboard trying to figure out sizing and stuff. And I was like, I think it could work. And then as you go through the design process, it's like, okay, well, they're kind of sticking in there, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. And then I had it in like, you know, like sticking on these pieces of cardboard, making it look ridiculous. I tried with styrene to make the body. It was too big. Like conceptually, like in my head, I just couldn't grasp how it was supposed to work and whatnot.
Right.
So then I started putting in pieces of styrene into things. And to get that bulk, I would just put in blocks of styrene and then shape it down with a Dremel, trying to make it work. But it was like getting the articulation in the mouth too, where this part, you know, so it could articulate, and then when you take it apart, this would fold down and become the front of the robot mode for the Sharkticon. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up finding Lego pieces, and I was like, oh, these have ratchets in them. Those might work, but they're so long. So I was cutting them and gluing and pasting things, and you know, like it looked like complete garbage. You can see the mess in behind there, and you can see like even the cardboard cut out there trying to get proportions. Oh, it was absolutely hilarious. And then when I started like, so to get the perfectly round or like, well, the spherical element to the eyes, what I used were measuring spoons from the dollar store, just like cheap measuring spoons. And I balled up some epoxy sculpt and pressed them into the measuring spoon. And then when it popped out, it's, you know, it's a spherical element. It's perfect, right? Like,
yeah.
So like I couldn't come up with that stuff on my own, so I had to find these creative ways. And then when it's super rough, and I think I had the size down with the Lego joints and all of that and cut down, like, yeah, it's really, really rough. I mean, the whole outer part of the head was epoxy sculpt. And at that point, I only had sort of like this sliver of epoxy sculpt because I had made it a huge round bit, but that was too big. And then I laid on some joints, like Lego joints, to try to see in shark mode what it would look like and whatnot. So if you fast forward to a few things here.
I got a question for you, man. How do you figure out the transformation?
I wing it. I was just trying to figure out what I could do. So what ended up happening, I don't know if there's a picture of it here or not. I'll see if I can find the inner workings of it. So I used some Lego Bionicle joints here.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so I glued that in. I put epoxy sculpt in it, and then the front part or the center part of the head attaches to this Bionicle joint, like a double, like almost like a double ball joint, and it can hinge forward and back. And then the pieces you see here that are covered in saran wrap or like plastic cling wrap stuff.
Yeah.
That's so that the epoxy doesn't stick to it, but it can still mold to the shape, and then you can remove it, and it's the exact shape of whatever it was molded over top of.
You know, I never thought of it, man. That's freaking ingenious.
Yeah, so it just peels off, so it creates that barrier. You can risk it with with some kind of like Vaseline or that type, like petroleum jelly. But if you just use saran wrap, it peels off. It just pulls off. I mean, it might stick to the saran wrap if it gets bunched up, but I mean that you can just rip it off. So in this part here, in this picture, I actually made sliding joints out of styrene, so that the side, this gray part ends up being the side of the mouth. So that in shark mode, they come together, they slide in and form the sides of the mouth. And that's where the arms attach to on the outside of them. But then in robot mode, it creates those wings that he has when he's standing up in robot mode.
Yeah.
So I'll skip forward and show you the robot mode pic. So this is the finalized robot mode. So there's this hunch, the hunch over there, and there's this whole piece comes forward. I'll zoom in a little bit here. I made a little gun for him too. So the head was from a Masterpiece grapple figure, I believe, and then I modified the helmet. It was actually
mostly styrene.
What's that?
And that was made with mostly styrene.
No, it's a combination of epoxy sculpt. You can see the roughness on the teeth there. That's epoxy sculpt, and some of it's styrene. The tusks that are there were made from, I think they were earring pieces, like, because I have stretched ears, and they were like these pieces that were made so that you could go from the smallest point and then just push it in and slowly stretch your ear.
Yeah, the gauges, yeah.
Yeah. But then, so what I did in order to have, because for shark mode, you have to have way more teeth, and that wasn't going to work. So you can see this top little layer sitting on top. It actually slides into the mouthpiece, and it has a head attached to it, and that's a separate piece. And so it just slides in and attaches, and then when you convert it back to shark mode, you slide that piece out, slide the shark teeth in, and then the whole mouth hinges up to become the shark mode.
That's sweet.
Yeah, like I even made these little flaps in the front with some Lego. But like the process of it was just absolutely crazy. Like at first I thought I was going to use the ratchets from the Onslaught figure, but I'm like, there's no way I can modify that and keep the ratchet in it. That was just bananas. Like it was insane. So like here you can see like I'm trying to mold on the side here and create that rounded shape of the side of the mouth, and that would eventually attach to the sliding joint. But it was a massive, massive project. I'm trying to find the picture of where it shows how I attached the front of the body. Because that was when I was trying to make the joints out of Lego for the little flaps. But what happened with it, or what I did, was the actual body it clicks into place with Lego sockets. I don't know if some of these have them in there. Like sort of these, like, you know, the rounded edge where they have the peg and then it snaps in.
Yeah.
So like this front half of the body, or actually this piece overlays the front half of the body, but they click into the front. So you actually take the whole thing apart. I don't know if I snapped any pictures of that.
Instead of reassembling King Sphinx right now, so I don't make noise, so much noise, and I can hear you. I'm going to work on the thing.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have any pictures of it. But yeah, the front part of the torso. The front part of the torso here, once you pull the wings off or the sides of the mouth off, it just unclips, like it unclips from it. It unplugs from it. And that's how you can change the things inside. You can change the mouth on it. You can change the teeth, pull the teeth out, and put the head in. The legs attach to this secondary piece that just sort of plugs into the body of the Sharkticon, and then when he's in robot mode, that just gets set off to the side. So there's a bit of parts forming, but I couldn't figure out any way to make it work without parts forming because I just didn't have the vision at the time. So the arms plug out, they come out, and then once it goes into robot mode, the side wing here that's covers the hole, which is another Lego joint, which is embedded in the inner part, and they just plug right into it.
I'm one of the Transformers collector fans and collectors too. I've never been concerned about parts forming.
Yeah, I'm not either, but some people are crazy weird about it.
Yeah, they just like, hey, parts forming is garbage.
Oh yeah, they go bananas over it too. And here's where I was trying to work out the sides of the helmet. I used the little bumps from Legos to make the sides of it because they were perfectly round and I didn't have to sculpt them.
That's good.
Nice.
And then it still has the screw from the KO Inferno head. And it's the same head I actually used on my Masterpiece Perceptor as well that I made.
I was going to say it earlier, when I had Fans Toys Tesla version 1, they could not make a face then. Their faces were terrible back then. Even the faces.
Oh, yeah, they were really bad.
Yeah. And they got, when they got better, they still couldn't do Perceptor for some reason. When they did Sovereign or Galvatron, beautiful head sculpt.
They probably hired somebody new to do it, though, to do that, like to do the sculpt work on it, I bet.
Yeah. So what I did, I made an adapter. Well, Grapple comes with all those extra faces. So I made like a little adapter out of styrene that plugged into the Perceptor face, the head,
Oh,
and
nice.
I could plug into the Grapple faces.
Nice.
Without having to do any kind of modifications to the parts itself, just made a little adapter. When I sold Tesla 4.0, I gave them the adapter, but I didn't give them the faces. I made it clear when I'm selling it, you're not getting a Grapple face.
Yeah, so you can see here that side piece that covers up the arm hole for robot mode. And this wasn't fully painted, but it shows you like what it looks like. I used Sharpie on the Lego ball joint because it dyes the ball, like it dyes the plastic. So I use like a silvery sort of Sharpie. Some of it still came off, but at least that way.
I do the same thing for like joints and stuff like that. Some when I need to, like a dye, Sharpies will soak into the plastic and dye it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the robot mode before. I don't know if I painted the eyes in that one or not. And then there he is with some Masterpiece scaled figures, and I thought he was a perfect scale. The entire back, though, is all epoxy sculpt, so I needed to put something underneath his butt to hold him up, otherwise he'd fall over.
I was going to say, with epoxy sculpt, that back piece has got to be pretty heavy.
Yeah, he had a premium feel to him. There, I took a picture from the back just to show how the arms are folded up behind him and stuff. And he was just sitting on this little like epoxy sculpt. Oh, here you can see the parts in this. Hang on, I'll zoom in. So here,
we got a guest here. No, we didn't let him in.
What's that?
Well,
There he is.
geez, it's about time.
Sorry, I was sitting there watching the Quintesson Syndicate, and it's like, oh, there's Dom.
Sorry.
Sorry, my friend.
What's going on, boys?
How's it going, man?
You can see the front, like this is the body of the Sharkticon there, and you can see those two little holes is where the front piece right here, it just plugs into it. And then all the various parts, like there's the belly piece that just goes over top where the legs plug in for shark mode when it's in shark mode. And then everything just kind of plugs together. Very modular. And then the really good pictures of it are here.
Oh, I love how clean the finish is on that. The paint looks great.
So like the sizing of it, I thought worked out really, really well.
What kind of sealers did you use on it?
What kind of what?
Sealing.
Sealer?
Oh, that's the thing. I never really sealed it.
Really? That's smooth and it's not sealed?
Yeah, that's just with an airbrush. And I think at the time I was using, it was I airbrushed it. I wanted a very specific finish to it, the smoothness to it. So I was learning originally on an airbrush that my buddy's sister had used for makeup at one point in time, and I cleaned it, and it was very simple. And then I bought this an Iwata Neo Air with an Iwata Neo Air compressor, which is maybe like a little bit bigger than the palm of your hand, and it just sits on the desktop, and it's used for cake decorating. And it's got three speeds. Oh, excuse me. And so you can adjust it so it's like high pressure, like low and medium.
That looks amazing.
But it, like, I have it upstairs because I took it out today to measure to see what the sizing is of this 3D printed one that I'm making, and that's when I realized that the 250% the original size is probably not the right size. I made his little gun out of various parts that I had around.
Oversized one there. I was thinking my own head cannons, like after the movie when the Dinobots absolutely wrecked the Sharkticons, the Quintessons built this big giant one to try to counter the Dinobots.
It would make sense, right?
The mega little Sharkticon.
Especially after what you think, if you learn they built the Transformers in the cartoon fiction.
Yeah.
This was the rough work on. You can see the grapple, the KO grapple head. I grinded down and added the epoxy. I originally thought of adding it as one piece, and I couldn't get the shape right. So then I cut it down into individual spikes and glued them on. But then the front of the helmet actually comes right off. It slides right off, and the face could be swapped too. I just never made any alternate faces. I had planned to, but
yeah.
But the one I was telling you about was, the Autobot X that I was telling you about. It started off with this Fans Toys.
I'm admiring your file folders too. Like, they're so neatly and organized.
Yeah, I know, man. Organized chaos over there.
Well, because I actually put them all in their own folder so I could keep track of them. And I was originally building all the stuff up, but you can see all the styrene and the cutting that I did to it. And then I think at the end here, so this was the display at TFCon that I made. So my buddy and I, we had Photoshop, and we took proper pictures of the figure and then made a box that looked legit.
Oh, I remember that. I think a lot of people, I do remember that the people they're making an Autobot X.
Yeah, and I named it Spike's Patchwork Robot, or not Spike. What's his name? Sparkplug's Patchwork Robot, because it was just like a Frankenstein robot that he made. And then I named it MP217 because it was season 2, overall episode 17.
Okay.
There's no way by the time I do this and make it that they're going to produce a 217th masterpiece figure.
All right,
what are they on now? Like in the 80s?
No, I think they're 40s or 50s now, I think.
The version 3 Optimus Prime is going to be 44, and we've had several after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're into the 50s now. So Autobot X actually has 2 magnets in the front of his head, and it comes out, and then you can swap his face. And then I just used the little Spike figure that came with MP10 and the gun that came with one of the Seekers or something, and I put it as his accessories. And then we left one box exploded view to be the sort of the backdrop of it or whatever. And this was my first full-on custom figure that I built. But what I did for the face was I made a copy, or I made a mold, a push mold of the Ultra Magnus head.
Oh, yeah.
And then what I did was I angled with more epoxy sculpt. I angled the eyes because they're more square.
Have you ever used blue stuff?
I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't used it personally. I used a 2-part epoxy putty, or not epoxy, what's it called? Silicone putty. I don't know if I have any pictures of it.
I've started only recently, like in the last year or so, started using some blue stuff. It's great for making push mold. You just throw it in a cup and microwave it, get in boiling water. Then you can just press parts into it. Once it sets up, you can use it as much as you want to. Then throw it back in the water and
then reuse it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seriously gonna need you guys to teach me how to do this stuff, because heads, man. I need like 3 or 4 more Spider-Man heads, and I can't do it.
So here's the push from the push mold I had made. You can see the angle on the Ultra Magnus head there. and then I angled the eyes on the one on the left. But one of them, when I pushed it in, he just looked like one of those cats with a smushed face. It didn't get a lot of detail the first pull from it, and then the other pulls they actually were okay. But I thought, why reinvent the wheel if something's already done and I don't have to use something that's permanent? I can do it. And like the original styrene that I made him look like Marge Simpson. But there's that purple stuff that I use, the 2-part silicone. So it was back to the drawing board a few times, and I edited the helmet a bunch. And he's on a ball joint, so he just plugs into the top of his top of the neck.
Yeah.
And I think that's the cap is from like a toothpaste bottle or something. The one side.
I debated about. I did try a little bit of scratch building Transformers, and the first one I started to build was using the Universe Silverbolt. That's going to turn into an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Which would have been about masterpiece scale. Then Make Toys announced theirs, and I moved. And it's like it's sitting in a box. I hadn't touched it ever since I moved.
Yeah, you lose motivation when somebody's like, by the way, we're going to mass produce one, right?
Then they never ended up making it.
Oh.
Wait, is Make Toys even still around, man? Because I'm still waiting on my Galvatron.
They said they're going to be doing some more Seekers. That's about, I think, all they do anymore.
Yeah, they're just doing recolors of their Make Toy Seekers. But like the MP, I like the MP ones personally. The new masterpiece version of Starscream, I have them all. And I was like, and then of course they came out with the KO, which is a fraction of the price. But sometimes the KO, it's like hit or miss, right?
Yeah, I've heard the first run of those KO new MP Seekers are pretty fragile.
Yeah. So
Bad
in
tolerance.
here you can see the removable front of the helmet for Autobot X, and then the face just slides over this peg. I think that's how I did it, or I ended up doing it with magnets. I can't remember. And then even the side piece, I made that to look like Optimus Prime side antenna. And the shoulder cannon was made from various pieces of pens and stuff, as well as the arm piece that went on it. But it's not completely show accurate, right? But it was good enough that I was pretty satisfied for my first foray into the world of customization.
Even as a kid, I always wondered how you're using. Autobot X was the size of Optimus. And
Yeah, it was the same.
All the Autobots were like half the size. It's like.
Yeah, it made no sense. But I mean, there's so many inaccuracies in the cartoon. You had Devastator standing next to the Constructicons. You're like, that's the same thing. Why are they together? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, season 3 was the worst.
Transformation cogs, man. Transformation cogs. They explained that when they wanted to give, what was it, Unicron Triptychon's eye, or somebody.
Oh yeah.
It's the transformation cog. We don't talk about it, okay?
It's like
it's like the Transformers version of We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
So this was
that one episode. It was like season 3 when Ultra Magnus is holding the Constructicons in one hand, and they're like mini bot size or human size.
Yeah, thanks for letting me share all of these pictures of stuff that I'm making. Here's a picture with MP10. I made him about in a similar style to the original MP10, kind of boxy, cartoony, and he's about the same height as him too. I was on my shelf with the Matrix.
I'm still rocking my MP10. Actually, my MP10's a mix of the customized Year of the Horse and the really nice KOs they did of the MP10.
Yes.
Oh, nice. I actually ended up using, because I originally bought the TE Prime, the Transform Element Prime.
I did too. I really like it. It just don't match style-wise with most of my collection.
Yeah, that's fair. But what I did with that was I took, because he matched up to an MP10 trailer. And so what I did was I took the MP10 trailer and painted it in cartoon colors, or the Year of the Horse MP10 trailer. And I painted it in cartoon colors, and it looks solid.
dude, you're making me like my procrastination of doing stuff. I have an extra where I customize one of the Year of the Horse ones. I have two of them. One that's untouched and one I customize. And I always said I want to paint one of those trailers up for them, and I never have.
I have so many things sitting around that have never seen the light of day. I mean, like right now, my
Of course, I really only got back into customizing really big in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Dom was saying that he took a little break for a little while.
After my dad passed away, it's like I kind of got out on the customizing.
Yeah, sorry to hear, man.
Yeah, same, bro.
It was years before I really gotten motivated, and I'd say it's that thing we should not discuss on YouTube where we're working from home.
Yeah,
Helped motivate me into getting back into it.
sometimes that's all it takes is a little bit of time, or you're not up to much, and it's like, okay, what do I do with my time when I have extra time, right?
Yeah,
I'm glad you got back into it, brother.
Yeah, me too.
yep. And that's another reason why I got into the YouTube.
It's good. I've watched a whole bunch of your videos. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. I like this better than just the regular. The reviews are fine, but they're kind of boring to do. I like customizing stuff better than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And doing this, I think, is even funner. Like, we'll network with other customizers. Just sit and talk shop.
Yeah, you don't get the chance that often, right? Like it's like a live stream thing is kind of neat. Like I've never done a live stream before, never jumped on because I just kind of do my own thing and watch, what people are doing and what they're creating. But
I don't think it'd be fun just to sit down and just work on stuff and chit chat.
I was super stoked when you asked me. I was like, "What? You want me to be on your channel? Oh, dang!"
Hanging out with the crew.
We were talking about you last week. You might as well be on here.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. That's for sure.
Oh,
Hey, I get royalties, man. I'm the one pushing the channel, buddy.
Oh, Dom, Dom, you tuned in. Your microphone's real low, though, buddy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me,
Dom is shilling.
That's why I had to go get my Bluetooth speaker, because sometimes I can't hear what people are saying with this like printer in my one ear, and the tiny little speakers that are on my old computer that barely handles my 3D designing.
try talking now, Dom. I'll turn your mic up.
Yeah, how about now?
It's a little better.
Is it?
It's still a little faint. It's like you're in the distance being like, guys, let me in.
How about now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
I cranked you up to the max too on the StreamYard end too.
Nothing less than the max for me, man.
Wash on the thing just does so much justice to this figure.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
It looks like somebody loved it.
Yeah.
Hasbro doesn't love toys, man. We do.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Hasbro loves our money, though.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
I mean, there are some people that work there, I'm sure, that are extremely passionate, like anything, right? Like, you'll get the people that are really into it, and then you'll get some that just aren't.
This is some of the easiest washes I found to use. It's made by testers. It used to be called Create FX washes. Now it's acrylic wood stain tenure acrylic. That's a different language. But they got different colors. And the local Michaels had it on clearance for $2 a bottle, and I bought them out. It's normally like $7 a bottle. It's like,
Nice.
Hey, yank.
Man, I can't.
Yeah, it's funny when you find something you like, buy it up, right?
Especially with testers being so hard to find anymore. It's like Model Masters is dead. You can get some testers, but nothing Model Masters.
So have they not made like anything comparable to it yet? Like nobody's trying to fill that void.
No, you will. Oh, you got Tamiya. They're more of like with an alcohol-based paint.
Yeah.
So you can't really work as easy as testers. Testers water based, so you can actually thin it with water.
Yeah, to me, you gotta have, like you said, this.
And the tester's just ready to go outside the bottle. You don't really have to do much to it.
Right.
Every now and then, add a little drop of water to it, but use it straight out of the bottle. But to me,
Well, there's
thinner.
The guy in the comments there said that he does black wash on thing by using a marker and tracing the lines and then wiping it down with a brush with alcohol, and he said that coats pretty well. That's pretty cool.
I've definitely tried that before, yeah.
I haven't tried that technique.
Like just like a regular marker or like a not a permanent marker, right?
Oh, it's probably those Gundam markers.
Oh yeah. Because you want some of it to stick, but you don't want it to stick on the rest of it.
Yeah, well, see, I use that because my nephew was into Dragon Ball, so he asked me to buy some of those. Well, I bought some of those. What are they? Oh my God, the kits there. Yeah, so I put them together for him, and I told him, I picked up a marker. I said, let me check it out, right? And I tried doing it. You know what? You gotta be on point with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go in all the lines and whatnot, and then you go with a Q-tip, and you just start to rub it in.
It sounds like I would have done that years ago before I got really lazy.
At least you're honest.
It sounds like it'd be a technique that would work great. I even bought a Gundam marker for this figure, Shocker. And shout out to Customs by Matthew. And like I was looking at his stuff, he was doing these live streams.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, and that looked like the very reason why I hadn't started doing it yet, because there's a lot of line work.
Oh, definitely.
Now, honestly, man, I don't know if y'all want to see them. I actually have done a bunch of Gundams and Digimon customs.
Oh yeah, I was like, that's you want to work on model kits, dioramas? That's a 3D. We spent an hour on 3D printing stuff.
Hey, son, can you grab a couple of the models?
So what I'm going to do after this wash dries up,
the ones I've done over here.
I'm going to take my Q-tip and dip it in some super clean and just polish, like knock off some of the harshness of the color that's on the top stone or the top stone texture, so to brighten it up a little bit. I'm down to the home stretch on just the wash part. I got to the one leg and the torso.
Okay, you're right. This to me is giving me really good coverage. I had some laying around, so I was like, you know what, don't try it. This stuff is really good.
Yeah, it covers really well, and it's just right out of the bottle. It's so easy to work.
Greymon, and let me see a couple of my zingers.
I was going to take these legs off the thing, but they're constructed different. They're not made like regular Marvel Legends, where like the peg steps into the thigh.
No heat and pop.
The peg goes up into the thigh, and the hard plastic is glued around it, so you can't take them off.
Wow. But whenever you're ready, my son's starting to grab me a couple of kits if you want to show.
Yeah.
Because I gotta wait for this diorama to dry before I can do anything else. Because you know what
Very cool. He says he uses the Sharpie and the alcohol will rub it around.
Mm-hmm. So there's a custom painted metal groove. See.
You on?
Yeah, you want me to say that? Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out here. Mold. Solo layout. There we go. That's the wrong person. There we go. Oh yeah.
So yes, that's all custom paint. This is actually what's funny is I didn't even mean to use this stuff, but I used auto paint.
Dude, I've been using auto paint for years on like custom stuff.
But so
most of my Transformers are auto paint.
Okay. These wings, I was trying to do the transition effect. So I used it. Actually, I used Tamiya Clear on this. and I went real light to get the transition from the flames to the yellow. I've got some decals on this bad boy. I don't know if you can see them.
That's what Digimon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Digimon. Now, I don't know if you remember. Well, here's another Digimon. Run through these real quick. This is a War Greymon.
The Bandai toys they released when that cartoon came out.
Yeah.
Those things are worth a mint.
Yeah, my son's got all my old ones in his room. He won't let me sell them. I
came a hair. When I was moving, I was going to, well, my nephews are like these. Then I got looking on eBay what they went for. These are going on eBay.
Now, I don't know if you guys remember Mazinger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'd seen Candy Paint, man. And I'd seen Candy Paint and I'd seen the marbling effect. So I had to do it. I don't know if you can see the marbling on the wings or not.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a Mazinger I did, or Mazen Kaiser.
That was great.
Yeah, I got a crap ton of model kits, man.
I like to have a few more Shoguns. I only got 3 Shoguns and 2 of them duplicates.
Okay.
And I like to have the big 2 foot tall Mazinger.
Yeah.
Those have jumped on the secondary market here lately.
Have they really?
Past couple of years, those things have gone way up.
Dude, I've got like I said, as far as giant robots go, I love giant robots. So I've got like Gal Gaigar, Mazinger, Gurren Lagann.
A good condition Shogun, minimum's $300.
I got a buddy that's got like you talking about the really big one, right?
Yeah, with the like rocket hip punches and all that stuff.
I've got a buddy, man. He has a couple, so I'll let him know.
Oh, man, they don't go for that much if you want to let them go.
I mean, hey, look, man, I'll talk to him for you. How about that? I got a guy.
The ones I got they've been in the family for a long time. I got my brother's Ray Dean that I did a full restoration on, and Shogun Plastics. They make good stuff, and he hooked me up with a guy who does reproduction decals for it.
Oh, sweet. And
it looked beautiful. I had like rebuild like the rock. I'm sitting there like showing my hand like I'm out on the screen. I had like the rocket punch piece where it slides into. It got fragile and broke with them. I took epoxy and rebuilt it. And it turned out really good. And took my airbrush and redid the head and where I rebuilt the fist.
Okay. I need my boy Quintesson over here. Might have to commission some work for you.
Oh, like what?
So my wife loves Bulkhead, Transformers animated series.
Okay.
But she also likes that version of them that they did for the Bay movie, the Hound version.
The which
version?
What? When they so you know the Bay movie where they actually basically made Bulkhead Hound. The one that what's the name voice? The dude from John Goodman voiced him.
Yeah, he was so Bulkhead, not Hound.
Yeah. So
the Transformers Prime or the Prime?
In the one of the last Michael Bay, the second last one when they introduced, they called him Hound, but he was styled after Bulkhead.
Bulkhead, yeah. The last Michael Bay movie.
You're talking about the movie versus stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the problem. She likes both versions. I need you to figure out how to make an amalgamation.
Like a kit bash of it?
Like the head. So like as far they made that new they made the new Bulkhead. What is it, the new Legacies or whatever they're called?
Oh yeah, like the smaller scale stuff, like the mainline stuff, right?
Yeah. So I need to figure out how to get a head. I want it to look like let me
you want like a G1 looking head?
And it's got the regular Bulkhead.
I think I need.
I think or you want like a Bayverse style head to fit the new body?
Well, yeah, but I actually more so I want the old school look. Not the old school, but the one from the animated series look. But I want like a cigar in his mouth. You know how he has the bullet.
Oh, yeah.
If you could do something like that.
and you want that size to the new bulkhead toy body.
Yeah.
All right, while you're working on stuff, let me just do a quick little search. I think I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can find a 3D model of it, and then if I can just chop his head off, we can size it to whatever size you want, print it, and then just send it, and you'd have to paint it or fix all like the...
Yeah, it'd be great, man. Like I said, my wife loves bulkhead, and the only one I've been able to find her at a decent price is just that crappy... It's one of the older toys from the animated series, but it's the quick change, the quick changers.
Oh yeah, like the like 5-step transformers or whatever.
Yeah. My wife deserves better than that.
Let me see what I can find. I'm gonna go on what do I have a brain fire right now.
This woman has supported me like every step of the way, so I got to help out. Half my giant robot collection came from her.
Buddy, happy wife.
Happy wife, happy life, my man.
What was his name in the movie again?
His name in the movie was Hound for whatever reason.
Okay, perfect.
Because like he said, that was straight up bulkhead.
Yeah, he's a fat ballerina.
That was my favorite character, though, man.
He was a funny character in the movie. Like you sit there watching the movie, like, why are they calling him Hound? That's clearly not Hound.
I like the cigar. The cigar.
Which one?
That was the first one that had Mark Wahlberg in it.
Yeah. That was a good movie, though.
That was the next to last of the Bayverse movies.
Yeah.
You had the last night.
Okay, hold up. Colts 3D has one. Let me share my screen in a second with you. See if this is something you'd be after. Let me first. Oh, you know what? Beauty. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen with you, and I'll show you what I just found. The greatest part of this, I'm not going to share with you until I share my screen, so you can see this. Let's see.
See, wife, this is why we should move to Canada. My man found a bulkhead head for you.
Okay, check this out. The price is free, but this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to download it right now. Oh, hold up. I'll download it. Let me come back. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second.
Bonyo.
Let me get you out.
Yeah, let me just sign in, and then I'll show you. We can size it to whatever. Like, I don't know how big the figure is, but I mean, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I got to figure what scale that thing is.
Yeah, like if you took some measurements of it, and then I knew what the measurements were, how big the original head was, then I could easily just like.
Hey, sweet, can you find out the measurements on that bulkhead out of the Legacy series? All right, my wife's gonna see if she can find it.
Speaking of Legacy series Transformers, what do y'all think about the windowless boxes?
I don't know.
I want to see the paint apps.
I don't know what I'm getting.
But the problem is, people are already stealing the heads off them like they did the LeBron James figures.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh my god!
And there's no structural integrity to the box either. So you can. I got the skids in the mail from Amazon, and Amazon's have to be environmentally friendly and mail it in a paper envelope. So the box was crushed all the way to the chest. Luckily, it wasn't damaged.
Wow, that's terrible, man.
But the only option is for them to take the windows out completely and close it up if they're not going to use plastic. Then you can't see the paint apps like Quintesson mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see paint apps. You can't see if there's anything in the box. Like, I don't know.
You might not even know what you're getting.
You gotta make sure you check your tape seals down too, because it's the jerk figure swappers.
Oh yeah.
You ever know what kills me about that? Walmart doesn't care either. Like they'll look at it, be clearly the wrong figure. Like, I don't know.
I went there one time and somebody had I've pointed out a few times figure swaps, and they just look at you like you got three heads. It's like, what the hell? What's the problem?
Yeah, like why just buy this? Get out of my face.
I've seen like the people swapping old wrestling figures for new wrestling figures, like the old Jack Pacific stuff.
They were real bad about the sound waves out here where I live, man.
Also, like Marvel Legends, somebody took the Gladiator and swapped out the Apocalypse head for a used Jawbreaker.
Not even a clean one, a used one. Dang.
Somebody had that in their mouth and they stuck it in there.
Hey, man, they give you a little piece of them.
I was like, what in the world?
You know what though? Me and Jer had remember for a while there was people were posting the guy in the GTA area that was swapping all over the place.
Yeah.
Jer, you there?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I was just loading up the. I was just loading up the. I don't know why I did this. Sorry, I'm gonna share my screen again with you, just so you guys can laugh at what happened.
Oh, bless you.
So
I never made her save
downloaded that's crazy. I downloaded the file and then I loaded it up in Cura, and for some reason it decided to make it like 10,000% its scale.
Oh, wow. Right size.
Oh man, we're talking about like 250 percent scale size of the of the Sharkticon, and here I am like opening this thing at 10,000%.
Yeah, that thing's gonna fix that's gonna fit the HasLab Sentinel.
Jesus, because this thing, if it scales at 100%, look how tiny this thing is. I feel like I need 1,000% just to make it like viewable.
This man's gonna make you a life-size bulkhead wife.
Mount that to your vehicle.
Yeah, for real. We're building Gundams out here.
So like the head itself is it's kind of like a little bit low poly, and I think it's empty in the inside, like it's hollow.
Just like my insides, I fill with new toys.
Just like my soul.
It's like
yeah, I don't know how this would print or how well it would print on an FDM printer, but like it looks kind of low poly, but like I don't know. I think it could work.
Sweetie, you want to give it a try?
Oh yeah. If you get me the dimensions on what it is, I don't mind printing one for you and just send it off.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Because I don't know what these purple dots mean, because I'm really new to this stuff. So these purple or blue dots and purple background, like, is it telling me that it's see-through behind it or it's hollow? Like,
oh man, don't ask me. I don't know about 3D printing.
Yeah, that's what you want though, is something like this, right?
Yeah.
So that's it's not going to have the greatest definition. All those red spots are where it would have to add supports when you slice it. So if I sliced it right now at this 1,000%, I don't even know how big this is. I could probably bring it into Tinkercad and then figure out the measurements of it in there. But if I sliced it at this 1,000%, I'm just curious what it's going to do. It says it'll take 21 minutes and 2 grams of filament. So you're gonna have to print it in 21 minutes, and I'll have some gray filament for my Sharkticon. I could print it in gray. You might see like a little bit of print lines, but I mean at that scale, it's printing at a very fine layer height of 0.15 millimeters. So you don't really see a lot of print lines at that size.
Okay.
So like it should work. I mean, it's hollow inside. You probably be a helmet. You could probably put it on top of the head that's already there.
That'd be sweet. That'd work, man.
You imagine? Well, I have this hound helmet and it goes on top of hound to make hound.
Yo, dog, we heard you like hounds, so we're gonna put a hound on top of your hound.
Yeah. One more hound and you can go back in time. Yeah, so when you preview it, the only thing I'm worried about is this cigar. When you're trying to pull all that blue are the supports. When I'm trying to pull that off, I got to be really careful that it doesn't pull off the cigar.
Oh, okay.
And then inside, I'm assuming you would have like, actually the easiest way to do this is to slowly, like it shows you how it prints it. It's kind of neat.
Oh,
So,
so you decompile it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of rad. So like it shows you the inside supports of how it would print it. So that's the base there, and I mean you could always modify it inside. I don't know if you do any kind of like casting or anything, but you could always cast it as a solid piece and then have it as solid plastic, and then you can modify it till your heart's content.
So I'm gonna need a tutorial on that. One of y'all gonna have to show me how to do casting for that. Y'all, man, I'm old. I have a paintbrush. I have an airbrush. That's about it.
Hey, you're still further ahead than like 99% of people out there. So
Yeah.
sweet. Well, I've got this saved up. So whenever you can figure out the size, I mean, I could go on to what's it called, to Tinkercad. Open up another window.
Definitely, man. Get my information and shoot. Can you shoot in my information, man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So
Yeah,
if I create a design in Tinkercad, I'll import it to Tinkercad and see what it does. I'm just curious to see like what size.
I'm old. Who are you people? I don't remember anybody.
Tell people, man, not all heroes wear capes.
Where did I save it? Oh, I know where. Hang on. STL downloads. And TLK.
You just saved my marriage, man.
Oh, that is so much easier.
Yep, it's really small. Like really small.
Okay.
Doo-doo.
I love you guys.
Yeah, hold up. Let me delete it and then import it at 1,000%.
I don't know if I can stay the whole show because I have a little one to get to bed.
Oh, that's fine.
That's all right.
We'll see how he acts with his mama. If he wants to play ball with her, I can kick around. But if not,
Well,
I gotta roll. So speaking of which, so funny story about the Gobi. Because like it actually, so I'm part Asian. I'm actually part Mongolian. And so when we were coming up with a name, my wife, so my nickname at work is the Bear. I can't exactly go into detail of why they call me that, but so I got a hands-on job, okay? And so it just, I wanted to honor, part of my Asian heritage. So my wife was like, how about, we look up something in Mongolian. And she found out that the Gobi means the bear. So it's really the Bear Customs.
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
Okay. All right. So I think it's hollow on the inside, but the bottom part here looks like it actually has like pieces of it and stuff like that. That actually might print decently well.
Okay. And even if it was hollow, man, I got stuff to fill it with. I got this stuff I can inject inside. I can drill a small hole and just.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like it kind of looks a little low poly, but I mean, at that scale that you're like a mainline figure, like it's probably exactly what you need, right? Like,
yeah, it is. And I don't want to, like I said, no matter what, man, she'll be happy with it because, like I said, it's her favorite character. It's her favorite Transformer of all Transformers. Mole's her favorite.
Yeah, he was great. Like in the movie, I liked him because he was just like rough, right? And he was just blowing stuff up. He's like, let's just make it happen.
He was so a wrecker in the movie.
Yeah, God, yeah, he was a wreck. Well, remember, Bulkhead was a wrecker in the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll figure it out. You figure out dimensions for me, and then I'll. Because right now, I think this is sitting at. I think this is in. I want to say I can't remember what I put it as. Centimeters or millimeters? No, it can't be millimeters. Centimeters.
Okay.
So once we figure out, length, width, height, I can adjust all of it, and then I can print it. And like I said, like something this size, which is 1,000%, it said it would take 20 minutes. And then we just send that off in like a bubble mailer or whatever, or send a couple of them off so you can mess around with them. And then there you go. Easy peasy.
Man, you are my goddamn friend. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm always willing to help. I feel like if I help at least one person with something, then when I have some troubles or something, it'll come back around, right?
Oh my God, man! This really sounds like a conversation me and a certain somebody on this stream had like a few days ago.
Hey, I mean, it's karma, right?
I'm just glad we got a lot of like-minded people on here, man. That's great. The world does not suck, everybody. Cancel the apocalypse. The love is still there.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. I gotta get some sleep though. Oh wait, did he disappear?
Our host is gone.
Wait, how are we still here?
I kicked myself out of the stream accidentally. My mouse has got two side buttons. I hit the bottom button. It's a go back button.
No, you know what that felt like? That felt like when the host of the party says, "Well, I'm going to bed," and leaves all the guests behind. It's like, throw yourselves though.
We have
This
become
is
autonomous.
definitely the easiest way to do this panel line for Shocker. I just did a wash.
Oh, nice, man! It just sticks in there.
Wiped her down and took a little bit of super clean on the Q-tip. Just wipe off the excess on the yellow parts, and gives it the weathered look and fills in all the quilted lines.
Well, can you hold up a little closer? I keep asking you to do this because I can't see it. Oh, that looks fantastic.
And no painstaking Gundam marker.
Yeah, I think I saw the Floosh use a Gundam marker, and I was like, okay, if I'm definitely going to go out with the lines. Like, my hand's pretty steady, but it's just the curvatures and stuff. Like, I just also don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, that is definitely me, the patience part.
Oh, come on, man. You can do it.
Well, plus two, I have neuropathy in my hands, so I drop stuff, and sometimes they shake and hurt.
Yeah.
One of the viewers on the channel, he suggested a great idea when I'm doing the resin stuff, if I had working hands. Or to keep from making such a big mess, is I could put like a tub down with some soapy water in it, and the resin powder would go into that.
Okay.
I would drop stuff randomly because the nerve damage in my hands.
Yeah.
So I don't want to drop electrical Dremel in the water.
No, it's like toaster in the bath type stuff, man.
I don't want to hear about you on the news, homie.
Actually, Jared.
Yeah, what's up?
I was telling Jared about the Hulk arm that you made me from the Gamerverse, and I don't know.
Oh,
Jared,
the cast of it, yeah.
Yeah. So that, remember, Jared? I was telling you about that. About a friend of mine made the cast of the smaller Hulk arm to go on the Gamerverse body.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah, the green Hulk arm.
Cool.
From the build figure.
Isn't
wait,
one
so
of the arms smaller than the other on that thing?
Yeah, the Gamerverse is
one of them is on the gray Hulk. He's bigger.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the deal with that is.
But like even the elbow peg is bigger on the gray Hulk, so you can't even use the gray elbow peg to not have to paint it with the green parts because they won't fit.
Yeah, somebody said it's something to do with in the game. When he's the gray Hulk, he's not fully the Hulk. He's kind of misshapen.
Oh,
okay. So I've never played the game, so I had no idea. I asked a question when I did the review. The knockoff that uses the 80th anniversary body. And so I asked everybody, like, why does anybody know why this one arm's bigger? And they said it's to do with the game.
Oh man.
Also, they're bigger too. Maybe only in the Outback, eh?
Yeah, it's only the Outback. The green one has regular size arms.
Yeah.
Wait, they made
That's
a
what I'm
green hole
saying.
for the Game Reverse?
No, they took it off to build the figure.
The
Okay, I got you.
okay.
So I was looking at that hound head,
Yeah.
and I found an image online. I don't know if this is somebody's digital art that they made, but it looks pretty accurate to it. I'm sharing my screen right now. I don't know if it's on or not.
Hold on a second. I got you here.
But it looks pretty much like that, for the most part. It looks pretty
Yep.
good.
I
I think that's somebody's fan art, though.
Hey, man, beggars can't be choosers, okay?
Oh, here we go. Here's a better.
That's it.
Oh, it's a little picture. Yeah, but I think it would look right. I think it'll look okay once it's printed and at that scale. I think it'll do okay.
I like when Hasbro does this. The new Shocker, the hips are soft, so you can just heat and pop them off.
Oh, nice.
Oh, thank God, man. Yeah, I'm tired of having to cut
really?
some hips in half.
You don't have to like crack the hips if you need to take them off.
Oh wow! Did you just boil and pop them, or did they just pop off?
They're soft like a lot of the new female figures. They're squishy.
Oh, so you don't even have to boil them to take them off.
Well, I just boiled them. I thought they were hard at first because I was wanting to take them loose to do the panel dry brushing.
Yeah.
That worked even better. I can get into the hips better.
Huh. Nice. It's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like when they use the hard ply.
What I found with breaking the hard hips apart, you heat them up and boil them and get them hot, get the glue a little bit soft. Snap ring pliers. Stick them in there, and you can pop it.
You can try turning it off, see what happens.
You get in there with the snap ring pliers on the T-piece hips, and just
Off's fine.
break them apart.
Is Jen asleep? Can I bring him on string real quick? Yeah. Hey guys, I want to introduce y'all to like the newest member of my family.
Yeah.
Sure.
He is named after one of the greatest video game characters of all time, Jin Kazama from Tekken.
Nice. That was a great character. Tekken is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I used to play fighting games. I guess I say professionally because I went to a lot of freaking tournaments, but it's been a hot minute since I've had a chance to.
I used to love the Capcom fighting games.
No, Marvel. It's Marvel, baby. Here, bud.
Every time they'd come out with a Capcom fighting game, I would sink so many quarters in it and beat it with every character.
I want to tell you, got the guys. They're gonna see you and say, "Hey, you want to say hey, everybody?"
For their younger audience, don't understand what talk about putting quarters in it. See,
No,
back in the day,
no,
you had to
no,
go to things like arcades to play.
All right, guys. We're gonna bring a little guy on. Say hello.
Hey.
Say hi. Yeah, let me talk. Say my name is Jen.
Hi,
Say, nice
Jen.
to meet you.
Hey, buddy.
Say it's Jen Oliver. Oh no, you're not painting that. Oh, okay, I gotta get him out of here. He's grabbing brushes.
Starting them early.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I just saw the comment from Chris. Thanks, Chris.
All right, guys, he's gone before he makes a mess.
All right, I gotta pop up. I gotta get up for work in the morning. So,
Well, appreciate you stopping by, Quintesson.
hey, well, I stayed a lot longer than I thought I was going to, but yeah, thanks for letting me share all those progress pictures and the progress work.
Ooh, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All my 3D, like my lumbering through the 3D design world.
I don't know anything about that, so I'd love seeing it.
Oh, if it prints well, like if this Sharkticon, all the pieces print and it can actually assemble decently well, I'm going to put together a color-coded kit for it where you would have all the parts, and then what the people could do is they could just plug it in with the various pegs, this, that, and the other, and put it all together as like a kit. and it'll come in like the blues, the purples, the blacks, like all properly colored, and it would be like a little like model assembly. I mean, you could finish it to whatever degree you want, and it might be a little bit rough, and it might require, some finagling with the pieces to get it to fit properly. But as long as people know that it'd be about, that's what it is. It's not like it is a 3D printed thing. I'm going to try to put together some kits and then see if people would buy them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would, man.
And then I can army build my own Sharkticons. It'll take about 20 hours to print the gray body at 200% the scale that I modeled it at. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, that's for sure.
Heck yeah.
You got to get back to work on the rank.
Oh yeah, the Rancor. It kind of took a back seat because I got so invested in this this Sharkticon that Rancor's like, it's there. It's just
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking about how I can apply the disc hinge swivel to parts for the Rancor and make discs like the proper size disc hinge, and like for ankle rockers and for wrist articulation and finger articulation, and then take like the STL files that I downloaded that I paid for and cut the hand apart into pieces and add disc hinge and swivel to that. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I'm already like, "Ooh, how can I do this? How can I add more articulation? How can I add like mad scientist this stuff?" So yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see. The Rancor is like that thing is massive. So
yeah, I know. I recognize the Kong figure at the base pieces.
Yeah, with the animatronics in it and stuff. I pulled all of that stuff out. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use it again. Or I was thinking about this thing that I saw online where a customizer put a Bluetooth speaker inside of their figure and then would connect with their phone and then just run whatever sounds off of YouTube or their phone or whatever, and it would make all these sounds.
That's awesome.
Like maybe I could make a compartment for it where I could just easily like pop it off, throw the Bluetooth speaker in it, have a couple of little holes somewhere so it could actually like almost like a sub box, right? Like its own self-contained sub box, and then it could make noises. So I don't know. I'm gonna play around with the idea and see what I can come up with.
Have you looked at the Raspberry Pis?
I have, but I just don't know enough about programming and all of that stuff to know what I'm doing. Like I haven't looked at it in enough detail to understand it yet. It's something that I might look into, but at this point, I have so many other things on the go that I'm like, one more heavy, in-depth thing I don't need.
Gotcha.
What kind of background am I working on? You mean like my cutting board, or is the thing's not a background? It's the thing in pieces. Brian Deals,
the thing kind of looks like a background, though.
Yeah, he does look like a diorama when he's tore apart. But,
well, in the angle of your camera too, right?
Yeah.
All right. Before I get sucked back into more conversations about stuff, I'm going to sign off.
Well, Brian's my buddy that does vinyl graphics and signs and stuff, and he's one of the cut the Prime logos for me for my capes and pressed them on.
Oh, nice.
He's talking about my cutting mat. I flipped it. It used to be black, and I got it when I cleaned the workstation up. I flipped it and never used the green side, so I'm using the green side now.
Nice. All right, guys, I got to pop off. I got to go, do the sleeping stuff.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Nice meeting you too. Yeah.
Have a good bit.
And then we'll figure out that, what's it called, the hound head, and I'll just send them in the mail, whatever, snail mail to you, and you can have at it.
Appreciate you.
We'll talk in the group.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for coming by too. And seeing me all my nonsense.
Oh.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you for sharing.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I noticed with Shocker too, this is going to be an issue with these pinless joints.
Mm.
They did not get the colors. The elbows and knees have to be a harder plastic now because they have a lower. Takes a higher temperature to melt this plastic, so they make those first. Then they form the softer plastic around them.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not get the colors right at all.
Oh, great.
It is in the same color range, but it's like a lot paler color on the elbows and knees. So hopefully a wash will fix some of that.
Have you tried disassembling those pinless joints yet, or?
I haven't taken any apart, but not well. I've took ankles apart back in the day, like just the rocker ankles,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't taken any of these pinless apart yet.
Okay.
Dom, was you going to say something?
Eh?
Did you have a question?
No. I was just saying maybe when, like what you just said, when you put the wash, hopefully it kind of levels off the color.
What was I working on before? And I kind of got that. The Escanor, the Todd, even though they're not pinless joints, he uses a harder plastic for the elbows and knees.
Mm-hmm.
And they was a different coloration. What I ended up doing, the wash wasn't taken to the hard plastic properly. I ended up putting a dull coat on the knees, then a wash, and it took the wash better that way.
Okay.
So we go wipey, swipey. So I put the wash on the shocker parts. Then I take the Q-tip with Super Clean and wipe off the excess.
They're gonna give me some of that stuff. I know you keep talking about that super clean stuff. I still haven't made it a point to get any.
I got paintbrush cleaning it, just soaking it right now. I was using it a while ago. It's got a lot of good uses.
Cool.
And if I decide I didn't like this wash, I can just drop it in the Super Clean. It'll take the wash right off.
And that's awesome.
Without hurting the factory paint.
Okay. I wish I knew what kind of paint they use for the factory paint, man. Because that stuff, it's got to be harsh.
Oh, I bet it's very toxic.
Yeah.
when it's going on.
How's it holding on the elbow there, or the knee? What part you working?
Yeah, I'm thinking when I end up doing like I did with the Escanor and hit it with some dull coat. This just wipes it completely off the harder plastic. It grips the soft plastic, but
man, this to me is amazing. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, that stuff is awesome. It's just sad that we can't get it no more.
Yeah, that other man, God.
The Rust-Oleum bought the company out and killed Tamiya.
Why?
Masters.
Well, I mean, why would they do that though, man? That makes no sense.
One guy at a hobby shop said they killed all Tamiya, but I think it was just Model Master.
Okay.
The stuff, the industry standard for hobbyists for the longest time. And
yeah, like I said, I remember seeing. I think. Well, you can still get the enamel, can't you? I think I've seen that.
I was under the original impression they just shut down the acrylic line.
Yeah,
but somebody else told me they shut down all of Model Master.
No, see, I see Model Masters acrylics all over the place still, unless they just had a big, not acrylics, but
they had a warehouse full of them.
Yeah, unless it was a surplus.
Super Clean. We don't have time for grime. Get Super Clean. Available at your nearest retailer.
Oh, hey, did you order yourself some of that streaking grime yet?
It's working on. I'm taking the grime off from the wash.
No. Have you ordered the AK streaking grime?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I found like a retailer's got some old stock of acrylic Model Masters.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check see if he's got carries that too.
Dude, that stuff, I'm telling you, man. If you put that on that thing and you just wiped it off, you'd be amazed. When I get if we do another show, I'm sure you will. If I got a chance, man, I'll pull some out and I'll pre-airbrush something and we can do a wipe down on stream.
I'm hoping to make this like a regular thing where we customize the weekly stream.
Okay.
If I do that, though, I'm going to have to end up paying for StreamYard because they don't. For the free version, you can only do 20 hours a month.
Ah, okay.
That's where to get you.
I see. Hey, man, if you help me out, I will be happy to pitch you and shoot.
We got her going right now. We're at an hour and 45 minutes, so we're doing good. I was thinking probably might limit to 2 hours so we don't wear everybody out.
Right.
So we went for almost 4 hours last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I passed out on y'all, man. Y'all killed me on that one. Good stuff, though, man. Like I said, it's just good to talk.
Oh yeah, it's customizers are so far spread out, so it's good to have an online network like this.
Yeah, ways to connect, man.
That's what you guys were talking about earlier. Like, how many customizers didn't want to share anything? You know what I mean? It's like everything was so private, and nobody. You ask somebody for, how'd you do that, or what recipe did you use? And it's like you're asking, for their family secrets or something, right? I don't get that.
Yeah, me either, man. Because here's the problem, and well, not problem, but here's the thing, and I think about this a lot. I know people. Some people, this is a main business for them, right? I understand that, but it's not like this is like one of those huge markets where everybody and their mama's doing it, trying to make a business. A lot of people do it fun.
Yeah. I don't want to sound mean too, though. Some people they think they slap paint on a figure and it looks like they've done it with a spackle.
Yeah,
and they want to charge like $150 for their custom.
Right.
You know what? I've never sold a custom. I only do it for the hobby. Yeah. I've given customs, but like I said, I could understand like somebody who puts all the paint work, all the sculpt work, and all that. You know what? And then somebody turns around and says, "Oh, I'll give you like $50 for it." It's like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
That's the problem I run into with my dioramas, man. I'll take a month working on a diorama, like one of those big detailed ones, and the guy's like $20. I'm like, are you serious?
I don't customize for a profit. I do it for my own benefit. Like I like doing.
I feel bad when people like wanting to try to commission me to do work. Like I don't do that.
Yeah, it's a tough market, and for people who do it just to make money. And a lot of guys, what they do is they just go on eBay, because I've seen some guys get a pretty penny on eBay for their customs. So
yeah.
I'm taking hints, man. I'm taking hints. But I'll never be a jerk.
Give it a try, man. Like if you're looking to sell something, sometimes it's not good within the groups or whatever on Facebook, because a lot of people probably will expect favors, or you know what, I'll do this for you. I can send you some figures, or I can do this, I can do that. Like, I mean, if it's a money thing, like a lot of people gotta respect that. Like, it's a business, like people want to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, but that don't give you the right to be a jerk.
No, and on the other side, like, on the other side of the coin, though, like what we were talking, like me and Jared have talked about this a lot of times. A lot of people don't want to share their recipes. A lot of people don't want to tell you how they did this or how, because you know what, there are a lot of jerks out there that will copy your recipe and they won't even give you a nod.
Oh yeah.
I can think of the maybe a Prime custom, but
yeah, that somebody got caught out on, not by myself, but other people were mentioning, hey, this is just like so and so's.
Yeah. Oh, and then you heard Jer earlier, right? You remember that whole storm situation? Some guy said that I copied his storm, and it looked nothing like it.
Mm.
You know, like I used basically what I used some parts of the Okoye Build-A-Figure.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the Dora Milaje figures, like I mashed them up, and you know what? I added a couple Storm parts, whatnot, and I just made like a Wakanda version of Storm. So then, after some guy, when I posted it in the group, some guy mentioned it to Jer that, oh, I think he copied this other custom or whatever, and it looked nothing like that custom.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying that I copied somebody else's custom.
Oh,
so I was like, okay. Everybody I showed the pictures to, they were laughing. They're like, it looks nothing like that. I said, yeah, I know.
My buddy Brian in the chat, he's got my version 1 First Form Prime custom. That was I gave it to him for a birthday present.
that was nice.
And
I told you which version I'm looking forward to you making.
Rogue.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna keep bugging you until I see it.
Well, I got his parts in a giant box of work in progress figures underneath my desk here. Actually, I have some more parts over there. I got the Prime logo upstairs.
Which is that?
The Rogue Prime, the long-haired Prime, the Biker Prime.
Oh yeah.
My man had a mullet.
Well, he didn't just have a mullet. He had like rock star, like long flowing hair.
Oh yeah, I know. That version was awesome though. I think he did it like once or twice in the cartoon series.
Yeah, he was under mind control when he did it in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Lord Pumpkin was controlling the youth.
To make that.
Oh, and there I go again.
Well, in the comic books, when he started to Ultra Force, he was already Rogue Prime.
Yeah.
So,
because like
for the cartoon, they want to start with the Goody Prime first.
Yeah, and then what is it? So he took Rogue Prime and regular Prime and fused them in the final Prime at the end of the series, basically, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't start in the cartoon series. Why didn't they just start with the First Form Prime with the red suit, of all red and gold suit?
I don't know, man. Studios.
I guess they didn't want to have the confusion. But they did Space Prime too, though.
Oh yeah, you're talking about returns into his skin, basically.
Well, his suit, skin is chrome, like Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
In the cartoon, it's kind of lame. They just had him wield that suit over top of himself.
Yeah, because wasn't it like he had to train how to do that in the comics?
The military.
Yeah.
Helped them develop that type of suit, the skin. Because when he go out in space, he started to blow up like an explosive decompression.
Yeah. It's prime time.
So you got to do Rogue Prime and you got to do Primeval.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to find somebody that can do it. I was able to get by and sculpt Sludge's head. Just don't think I can do that with Primeval. He's got those little jagged, gnarly teeth and the energy effects around his eyes. And,
oh yeah.
You got Jer now. Well, he's got a 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, man, you got to do Adelon to go with that too, because you got to have the big boys.
Yep. The reason Ultra Force came to exist. Adelon.
That you want to talk about an OP character, man? That joke, he hit Brown so hard he exploded.
Well, I would assume he was using his gravity powers doing that too.
Yeah. Adelon's like, what if Magneto went to the gym? Or Graviton?
Thank you very much. I love that sort of how that Slaughter figure turned out too.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
The Slaughter?
Yeah.
I made them.
From scratch, like 100%. I haven't watched that video. Okay.
Not from scratch, but I used G.I. Joe parts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, where'd the head come from?
Actually, a vintage 1991 WWE Sergeant Slaughter figure.
Oh, wow.
That sculpt on that head would look that good to work from a figure that old.
I mean, that's good, dude. I mean, that's quality. I don't know if I want to do this Jean Grey anymore, man. I was working on a Jean because I didn't have one, and lo and behold, they announced the animated series one.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. So I took a white rabbit and
nice.
took the ears off, resculpted over the head,
Yeah.
added some hair. I sculpted the armor pieces around it.
Well, I think you're gonna want to keep that head because the one that comes with the heads that come with the actual figure, she looks like she's stoned.
Okay, so keep my head, but I ain't gotta worry about that. But so I'll recommission this body to something else then.
Yeah, the heads on the animated series, Jean Grey, the way they painted them.
Yeah,
she looks like she's fried.
I mean, yours looks amazing compared to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd keep I'd definitely pop that head on her.
Okay, appreciate that.
You did a good job there, man.
Bro, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to work on my sculpting and stuff, man. And my wife's been showing me how to do makeup.
Yeah.
So
that could come in handy.
It has actually, because I've been doing like a lot of female figures, just do a little bit of part swapping, some hair sculpting. I'm working on a Jessica Jones, because I got my Luke Cage I made. I got a Daredevil. I got an Iron Fist. I got to strip down because I want to do shirtless Iron Fist with the hand wraps. And I don't know if have y'all seen the new Iron Fist? It's like a teenage kid now. Danny Rand's an Iron Fist anymore.
Oh, in the comics, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't follow the comics too much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of has it's like they like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist had a baby.
Well, it's the whole thing that they think only Asian Marvel things to think now only Asian people should do martial arts.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, bad stereotype.
Hey man, as a minority, I can say it. That's racist. It bothers me, man, because just like I said, man, I'm mixed. I'm part Mongolian. I'm part black. I'm part white. You know, I'm a mutt. And it's like, okay, you're telling me I can't do this because I don't look like this, or I can't be this because I don't look like this.
Well,
it hurts. It hurts a lot.
I grew up reading comics of everybody. It didn't matter what they looked like. I read books about them.
Yeah.
The whole thing where the character needs to look like me, or I can't enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know where crud came from, man. Because I resonated with Spider-Man.
Let's do the whole body positive thing too. Is like when having fat superheroes is like, but they're superheroes. They should be like fitness models.
Yeah,
they're superheroes, not average Joes.
Right.
Average Joe sitting on the couch eating chips and drinking Joe.
Yeah, I hated what they did to Squirrel Girl. You know, the Squirrel Girl was like she was being super thin and fit to. Well, now she's like a teenager, which made a lot of the old comics really weird because she did Wolverine, and now I'm like, yeah, that's awkward.
Back in the I think 2012 is about like when I think it's roughly the time they started really changing the comics a lot.
Yeah,
that's around the time Marvel, Disney bought Marvel.
Yeah,
that's kind of like when my continuity ends.
Okay, and I got a buddy that owns a comic book store, so I kind of get forced into.
Well, I do too. Like my friend that does the comic book stuff here, he's got a comic shop, and
okay,
so that's my knowledge of comics right now is
from him.
Yep.
God,
Every now and then I stop by the shop, I'll flip through a book or something other, and
dude, this stuff dries so freaking hard too, man. God dang, like I have no idea what's coming off now.
Testers, yeah, it dries fast too.
Yeah, it does. I am doing multiple layers though, because like I said, when I hit this thing with that wire brush, I kind of left a few scratches.
Kind of digging this wash on the shocker. It's not filling in the lines fully. It's basically making it look like shadows, which I'm liking.
Now, what are you using?
The Testers acrylic. They call it. It used to be Crate FX black wash.
Mm-hmm.
Now they call it acrylic wood stain black wash.
Okay. Well, so now I use this. What's this stuff called? This.
Yep, Arch Villain Comics. But
I use this right here. The panel liner. The Tamiya panel liner.
Yeah.
You just can't put that stuff on any kind of ABS raw, or it will turn your ABS into putty.
Yeah, I saw the Love and Thunder figures are starting to hit stores.
Mm-hmm.
Not really feeling it too much though.
What didn't they show like female Thor and they showed God Thor, basically like Odin Thor?
Yeah, they also showed Gore, the main
the God Butcher.
His design, at least from the toy wise, looks terrible.
You know who he looks like? He reminds me of the dude from the Avengers movies, the skinny magic dude. That's what I thought it was at first.
You know who once I seen when somebody posted on there on the in the Facebook groups, the Power Rangers movie, the live action back in the 90s.
Oh God, Ivan Ooze?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
A depowered Zordon. Crystal.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, like, what's his name, Voldemort from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh wow.
Pink robe black makes a Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Hey man, there's an idea.
Be the best I believe.
What do you say? Whether you're a rich man or an old street sweeper, sooner or later you'll dance.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not blown away by that Love and Thunder wave there.
The Thor of the vest and stuff has got kind of potentials for like just for fodder.
Yeah, a lot of people are. I heard some people say Thunderstrike too, right? Like,
yeah. You might be able to use that the female Thor, the Jane Fonda body for like Valkyrie.
Well, that's funny enough. What I did I ended up with an extra comic book version of her.
Mm-hmm.
I use it as a Valkyrie.
Okay.
There's more than one Valkyrie.
Yeah, there's a whole group of them.
Yeah, so I got the SDCC box set, and I got the Gladiator Hulk one. So.
Oh, nice.
So I just used one as took the cape off one and gave her a sword and just call her Valkyrie.
Well, I got your blue Valkyrie here.
Oh, nice.
I got a question for you. So my kids don't want me to paint my composite Hulk to a red Hulk. So does that one place sell decent knockoffs?
Yeah, and if you check the channel out, the reviews one, I got a link to a seller off Allied Express directly to his store, and he's not the cheapest one on there, but you will get your stuff.
Okay.
And that, but shipping is probably the lowest. So even though the actual figures may be a little bit more expensive than the other one, the shipping is cheap. So it still works out to be less money, and he's very quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the shipping is quick compared to other stuff from AliExpress, and we know because I ordered like 3 of them. Jared ordered a bunch of figures from him. We know that the figures that he sends are quality.
Okay.
So yeah, they're really good quality.
Good. Because like I said, man, it's my kid's shelf fillers, man. You know.
Yeah. So I had given up on getting like the STC Hulk, the retro carded Hulk, because it went when it went on the. I was so disappointed with Hasbro Pulse. It went on. We regular people didn't even get to buy it. It sold out with the premium accounts. Then it's one for like $100 on the secondary market. It's like, nah, it looks cool, but I don't need that much.
All right. That new Hulk, the new Hulk, man, it looks kind of like Rick James. The Rick James Hulk. I don't know if you've seen that old comic.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, just look up a picture of Rick James. Look up Rick James Hulk, and then that new one that Hasbro Labs showed where he's got the long hair. That's all I thought about.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, like what if Rick James became the Hulk?
You know what? I passed on that, and I'm a Hulk fan. I don't know. I passed on it. I might get it eventually.
When they revealed this, I don't think I've seen it.
It was a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago.
Oh no, you're talking about the 20th anniversary one.
Is that what that is? The one with the long hair?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying it looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you look at there was an old comic, like I said, where Rick James became the Hulk. If you look at it, it looks like Rick James. It looks like that version of the Hulk.
Now I got one of him pre-ordered. I'm not crazy about the heads, so which I'm not really worried about the heads. I can replace the heads.
Yeah, but I've seen the artwork though. They do look like the
base artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, based on the artwork that they got it from, it looks identical. So you can't really knock Hasbro for that.
Oh, so it does. So okay, so they actually did do a good job making it.
Yeah, I got the comparison pic somewhere on one of my either on my tablet or on my phone. But yeah, it looks identical to the first rendering.
Well, then, yeah, you definitely
I thought about getting two of those. It's like, man, I got so many of that body already. Just keep one on the card and one put on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to the point where it's like, man, I got so many. Which I won't say I won't end up with a second one, but
you're not going out of your way to get one.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, if I see one like a good deal, yeah, I'll grab a second one.
That's understandable. Man, this Spider-Man's eye is killing me. Anybody know a good filler to put in? Like, didn't they used to make like a fake window glass, like glue or filler that you could put in?
What do you mean?
So I remember back in the day there was it was like a little glue. It was a glue, but it dried clear, and you could use it to make like custom glass houses, glass windows for dollhouses.
Oh.
I just don't remember the name of it, so I might, if I can find them, I'll try to use it to make these. Because I'm trying to fill in the eyes on the Spider-Man, the Spear Spider-Man.
Yeah.
To make them look more glassy. But this thing is not one over for me.
What I usually do is when I finish up a custom, after I hit it with a dull coat, I'll take some Testors gloss clear, go over the eyes. And I got semi-gloss too. I'll take the semi-gloss, go over like the lips.
That covered up pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That way you got a little different finishes. You got a glossy for eyes and a semi-gloss for like the wetness of the lips.
I'll get it a shot if I can find some.
It might be, it's Model Master, so it's hard to find. Old stock, all you can find.
Right.
You know, I'm looking at the torso. Actually,
I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Dom. You were breaking up real bad.
I can see the torso, or the upper body there from the Shocker figure right in front of you. It's looking pretty good. I like the shadow effect.
Yeah, it's not full-on panel lining, but I think it's working pretty well.
You okay, sweetie? What do you need, baby? You want me to go get him? No, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna come get him. You gonna be able to keep him tonight?
Obi, one thing I would suggest, first thing about getting things started too, if you're customizing business,
Yeah.
get your Instagram going.
Okay. My wife heard you. She's been telling me to do that. She's like, mm-hmm.
Well, listen to her. She's smart.
All right. She don't blow her head up no more, man. She don't need that. Oh, thanks, sweetie. I love you too. Okay, so I'll get to work on that then. Yeah, I got a guy I'm working with. I need to get my design done for my logo.
If anything, just go ahead and get you one set up too, so you don't lose your name.
Okay.
This week too, I ended up somebody had already snagged Collector Express on Instagram.
Oh man.
So I played the Collector Express, even though I'm going to keep using my main one, but I want to keep at least one Instagram with Collector Express on it.
Right. I understand that. Yeah.
My main Instagram is 1987 Olds Customs.
Okay.
But
I think I follow that one.
I was a little confused the other day. Somebody made a post about this stream, and he was like, "He was so happy. This post made my day. I thought you quit making customs." It's like you. And he was like, "Oh, it just ended up you're just still making customs. You're just not doing anything with the channel." I was like, "What is he talking about?" I was like, "Oh, the old Oldsmobile Customs YouTube channel. I don't post on that much." I was like, "I post every week." Then I was talking to Dom. I need the next tutorial video I do.
Mm-hmm.
I want you a little extra footage just to put on the Yo's channel. So I'm going to rebrand that channel for something else.
Okay.
And I'll just for all custom content, go to Collector Express.
That makes
yeah. We got a few people that are subscribed to the 1987 Olds channel that aren't on Collector Express. So you might as well just post that because you're gonna at least get
don't want to divide my audience between two places.
Yeah.
Come on down, guys. Get all your content.
Yep. All the comic book and action figure and customizing content will be on Collector Express.
I'll pass it on. I had a couple of buddies, man. I told them about you. They're like, "Oh man, I'll start watching this stream." I'm like, yeah, you need to.
Even though I'm going to these work in progress streams, I'm still going to do tutorials on the channel.
Okay.
That way, somebody was asking about how taking on the Esconor video. That's my ask how to take the figure apart to get where you can actually do the modification. I showed in the video. I show how to do the modifications after it's apart, or you have to figure in pieces. And we've been doing it so long, I take it for granted taking stuff apart anymore.
Right.
People that's new to it, it's still new to them about taking figures apart.
Yeah, that's true. Good old heat and pop method.
Yep, heat and pop and various methods of heat and pop. At least it's not as bad as working with DC figures back in the day when you had to crack the torso.
Are you talking about them old school DC, like the DC Legendary or whatever?
The DC Universe Classics.
Oh God, yeah, I remember those. I said that, man. I got like 5 Green Lanterns just laying here on the floor.
Well, that's all. That's back when I started customizing. Heck, that was the best bodies to use because that's during the dark times of Marvel Legends. You didn't have Marvel Legends. You had 3 3/4 inch figures.
Oh yeah, I remember that. What was it? The Legacy or something like that? Those really small ones.
Marvel Universe.
I hated those.
They were designed nice. They were just tiny.
You're talking about these bad boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. My daughter took all mine. And I was happy.
And it's her scale a lot better too.
Yeah, I definitely did not complain. Matter of fact, I gotta fix this Hulk's hair. I did not complain when she stole these things from me. I was Daddy was mucho happy. They're all yours. Get this trash out of here.
Yeah, I had all the Hulks on that line because I was a Hulk collector, but I never opened them. They were still in the package.
Yeah.
Once Legends started coming back, eBay they went.
Yeah, she has a Scar. She has my Green King Hulk. She got my Red Hulk.
I'm surprised. Hell, I'm not surprised. It's Hasbro. Why we haven't got a new Scar?
Yeah, we keep talking about
You didn't see what they did to him in the comics.
Oh, well, technically, all the 616 that's in the comic books right now is a different 616.
Yeah, after the whole the war or whatever.
They blew up the entire. They destroyed the entire 616 universe and reformed it, mixed with the Ultimaverse.
Yeah. So Scar now, man, he's got like these weird fingers that come out of his face because.
Oh yeah. And there's no explanation of why he's like that.
Well, no, he has Abomination's DNA.
Why?
That's how he got his Hulk power back.
Okay. Did they explain why the Abomination has fingers on his face?
No, they didn't. All this junk happened in the whole the Immortal Hulk series it was a good series. I think Donny Cates did it, but God bless, man, they didn't explain nothing. Like Doc Samson's now Doc Sasquatch, and it was nuts.
Yeah, you know what? Like what me and Jared were talking about. Take Scar for example. Yeah, okay. When was it Doc Green there?
Yeah.
When he took the gamma away from him to make up the kid, but they still didn't explain what happened to his mother's power.
Yeah, the old strong. He still had it.
Yeah,
actually, he was completely powerless when and why did he turn him? Why did he turn human
instead of being gray?
Yeah, he was gray skin in his powered down form before.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? You just brought up another one. Why didn't we get a Doc Green figure? As much as I hate that character, I wouldn't mind a figure.
Yeah. One that I liked a lot was the what was it? Indestructible Hulk. I like that one.
Yeah.
Of course, that led up to Doc Green, but
yeah,
I like the Indestructible Hulk. And
someone when he had like the shorts on and a little bit of armor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was actually that was a good run. That doesn't work for Shadow Base, right? Or I think it was.
And Banner was actually like being smart. And when he met with Tony Stark, and Tony Stark felt like an idiot, and he went to the back. He was having a crisis because he felt so stupid. He's like, "You're still a billionaire."
Yeah, like Banner badass moments.
I'm not enjoying the Spaceship Hulk right now though.
Oh, the new Hulk series.
Yeah, he literally Banner is riding around in Hulk as a spaceship.
Okay.
Like he's got a captain's bridge. It's like an old Star. It's like an old Star Trek episode. Anytime it shows the personality, and so Hulk's the engine. And what he does is when he needs more power, he throws more danger at Hulk, and the body gets stronger.
Like
I said,
so was it like a movie where the emotions were little people on the side of the little girl's body?
Yeah, basically that's what's going on. Yeah, like I said, man, Spaceship Hulk. I mean, the Hulk looks awesome, but the storyline is ridiculous.
Well, him and Thor are supposed to have scrapped this summer, aren't they?
Huh?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a Hulk versus Thor story soon.
Well, yeah, because Thor, Thor's the god of hammers now.
God of hammers.
Yes, he's the god of hammers.
That throwaway line in the movies, you're not Thor, god of hammers, you're god of thunder.
Has now become, So he has the Odin Force because Odin died and whatever in the comics. And now Thor is, he's the god of hammers. Mjolnir, he had to destroy it. So apparently Mjolnir had a demon inside of it.
Okay.
And Mjolnir was destroyed, or the demon came out of Mjolnir. Thor had to fight the demon, and in the end, the only way to defeat it, he actually had to shove Mjolnir in the sun and destroy it.
I hated the whole idea of making Mjolnir sentient.
Well, and didn't like they made it part of his soul too at one point where Doctor Strange had to fuse it with him.
Well, that was basically where Thor is so OP.
Yeah,
they work in right in a weakness.
Yeah,
where if he's not in contact with the hammer for a certain amount of time, he loses powers.
Yeah. Yeah, when they said he was god of hammers now, I was like, wow, they really did it.
But why?
Well, during that the Immortal Hulk run, didn't they're saying Thor considered God now?
Hmm?
Thor considered Hulk a god now because of his power.
Oh well, no, yeah. Not only that, God, Thor, was it Hulk, is a instrument of God now.
Yeah, he's basically the Avatar, right?
Yeah, he's the avatar of destruction, and God basically told him he can do what he wants to with it. He's like, you can be a force of good, or you can be a force of evil. I gave you the choice, but you have always been, and you will always be, the avatar of destruction. You don't have to destroy. You can destroy evil, or you can destroy good. Your choice.
Yeah.
Because what is the one below
Why
all?
do they want to make
One above all.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
That sounds ridiculous.
No, that was a good run, though. Believe it or not, that was actually a good run, man. As crazy as it
yeah,
sounds.
a lot of people are saying it gave good meaning to the whole the Green Door situation and all that. So.
Yeah, and why Hulks can come back. So no, like I said, Donny Cates is a really good run, man. It's just it went from that because that was a gory series. That was more like at the beginning.
It was a horror series. It was not a regular Hulk series.
No.
It was a throwback to the old horror style books.
Yeah, but then, like I said, that it goes from that, and then magically we're in the spaceship Hulk, and there's no context as to what happened. you just wake up in Spaceship Hulk now. It's like, so him and Hulk once again have reconciled that they work best together, and then suddenly we're back, and it's Spaceship Hulk, and Banner's back in charge, and Hulk's riding shotgun. It's like they didn't know what to do with it.
They tend to wrap themselves in corners a lot and just forget about it.
That ain't gonna work.
Well, it's a whole different story now. Like, I mean, it's like they totally forgot about what they just did with the whole One Above All, and now it's just going into a new story.
Well, they got to remember continuity. Why would you want them to do that for?
Yeah.
I am glad that She-Hulk's back to being regular She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And not She-Hulk.
The monster She-Hulk.
Yeah. Where she was dumb and dating Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, and I hated that because they took away what made, Jennifer Walters was a smart character, man. Like, it's not like she was some idiot. She was a freaking lawyer.
Yeah. That was what made her Hulk special for the longest time, because even before there was the merged Smart Hulk with Banner,
yeah,
She-Hulk was always smart.
I remember the old cartoon with Lou Ferrigno when she'd calm him down.
Yep.
Or when she'd hang out with Joe Fixit. Her and Joe Fixit were some of my favorite episodes.
I enjoyed that old series.
Well, I didn't realize it was Lou Ferrigno doing the voice.
Yeah, that's one thing that was really cool about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I liked about the first Hulk, not the first, but the second. What was the first MCU Hulk movie where he actually finally said the line when he was fighting Abomination? I'm like, wait a minute, that was Lou Ferrigno's voice.
Yep, they used Lou's voice in the Incredible Hulk.
I like what they gave him in the 2000 and the 2008 movie.
Yeah, when he like a security guard or something.
Yeah, in both of them.
Yes, they were. Alfonso was in the chat.
Hey, Fonz.
The DCU UC figures were a royal pain to crack open. And a lot of times you would have stuck hips on DCU UC figures. They wouldn't kick forward.
Okay.
And the trick I found to fix that, you couldn't heat them up and break them loose. You would just bend the plastic and rip it off. You got to throw them in the freezer.
Oh wow!
You throw them in the freezer, then pop that hip joint. You had a good chance of fixing it.
Okay.
And normally it would. Rare occasions you would snap it off, but 9% of the time it would fix it.
I'm probably not gonna be able to finish this thing tonight. There is no way I'm finishing this tonight. So I got to send you that. Well, I got to get it. So I had that one I showed you. I actually had it at a shop, and it did not sell this weekend. So instead of having to build you one, I'm gonna grab that diorama and send it to you.
Oh, sweet! Thank you.
So yeah. So I'll get it back from the guy. Hopefully this week, so I can mail it out to you.
That'd be awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. I wish I had some of those to show, but like I said, they're all kind of out circulating right now.
Yep. Understandable.
In my current situation, I got to make some money.
I understand. Everybody's kind of in that boat right now. Everything costs.
Well,
Stuff's not getting any cheaper.
Nah, it's not, man. I don't really talk about it much, but in my line of work, I kind of got stabbed.
Oh.
So I had to have surgery on my shoulder. So I've been kind of out of work for a little bit, waiting on this to recover. So I can't go back until this is done.
Well, we promise we won't stab you here.
well, thank you.
Well, I won't. I can't promise Dom.
I'm sorry, Dom. Whatever I did, please forgive me.
Yeah, those big mean Canadian guys, eh?
Am I pre-screening you? No, I'm not. You may delete that, but it don't delete from my chat.
Hey, wait a minute, Dom. You're from Canada too?
Yep.
So, is it true that y'all have like some of the most biological weapons known to man?
I can't tell you that.
Gotcha. We know where the zombie apocalypse starts.
Yeah, exactly. Eh? Well, you watched Game of Thrones, didn't you? They came from the north.
Good point.
Winter is coming, my friend.
Hey, man, I'm hanging with y'all. What are you talking about? I told you we moving. Now, me and my family have seriously been thinking about moving to Canada, though.
Yeah, well, Jared, that was just in here. He lives like a couple cities over from me. We've met up a few times.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we just well, my wife has traveled all over the world. I've been a couple of places, not like her though. And we just trying to we want to move somewhere different.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing good things. I got a couple of buddies out that way besides like one or two friends.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get a different mouse for this. I kicked myself out again.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to say.
Behold.
As soon as you touch that button, it kicks me out of the stream.
Hey man, this thing's starting to look a little bit better. It's not all pink anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's no way I'm finishing this tonight because I gotta get some more alcohol.
The Outsiders. Are you talking about the DC Outsiders? I like that series. Brian, I was checking the chat a while back.
No, which one? The new one or the old one?
I like the one from the 90s that had Geoforce and the Eradicator and
Oh yeah.
And Wild. They're basically their version of Ursula.
Yeah. I showed you that Bizarro I made from the new one, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good series, man.
Well, I'm digging that. I'm kind of digging the colors on that right now.
Yeah, that looks good.
Is that the Shocker still? Yeah.
Yeah. Layering up the washes, it was so plain.
Yeah, it really was, man. Like they put everything in the Spider-Man. I can't find that Goblin anywhere. Is anybody seeing it, how it looks?
I passed on it because I got the original one with the chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw it a couple times, but not lately.
You know, a decision I made, and now I'm seeing a lot of people are saying the same thing that actually have them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to use my Toy Biz both Hobgoblin and Green Goblin. Those things are perfection.
Yeah,
the Toy
they look
Biz.
great. The only issue I got with those, they're a little short.
Yeah, but you know when they got them crouched on the gliders, you really can't tell.
True. The comics from the 90s. Yeah, that's the ones I was thinking too. I love that series.
Hello, Peter.
Let's see. Well, that's why I did with. It's one thing I didn't like about the Green Goblin from Spider-Man Waves. What way? A long time back, the Marvel one.
Yeah.
The head has a beautiful wash on it, weathered look, and the body is clean and pristine. And it's like, what? So I did it to mine, and I did it to my buddy Brian's too. I put a wash on those.
Is it the
and it just made them look cohesive. It looked like the head belongs on that body now.
Okay.
The head was too weathered for that body.
Was it the Hasbro, the first Hasbro one?
Yeah, the Hasbro one from, I don't know, remember what, the Lizard Wave?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those Toy Biz ones, they were hard. They're hard to replace.
Yeah. They got better gliders too.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I mean, a lot of people are going to say because old style ball hips or whatever. But you know what? Once it's in position on those gliders, it really doesn't bother me.
Hell, Hasbro still releases a figure every now and then with ball hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do.
What was the first one to use it? Terex Bath from way back in Return to Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Used for Sandman, Absorbing Man, Damaru, the Build-A-Figure Damaru.
Yeah, Juggernaut too.
Yeah.
Juggernaut has ball?
Yeah, Juggernaut has ball hips, the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut.
That's why I like the AliExpress one.
Yep, one on the 80th anniversary body.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They use the Hulk body for this one. If you're going to make an order at AliExpress, grab you one of these.
All right, yeah. I'm like I said, they should have the green and red Hulk, right?
They have the gray, green, red, both shades of green, the 80th and the SDC.
Okay.
They have an Outback Hulk on that body.
Okay.
Which I need to order another Outback Hulk because I want to make a pit on that.
Oh, I can sculpt. Let's see. I actually might get two of the SDC ones and just sculpt me a beard on there because I can sculpt a beard, no problem.
Hey, I've been tempted to just get an extra SDC one and another Juggernaut. Do some part swapping. Easy Maestro.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Easy pants version of Maestro.
Right.
So
may have to go pretty soon. My brothers, my noise is keeping my wife up.
Well, we can wrap it up if we want to.
Yeah.
We've been going for 2.5 hours. Alrighty, fellers. If we go offline, you can stay on a little bit for a second, and when I go offline, it don't kill the stream. We can actually stay on backstage.
Okay.
Well, thank you for everybody taking the time to come watch us tonight and watch the chit chat. You have a good night, and we'll see you next Sunday. And we'll look for a little more.
Now whip it good.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care.
Hey man, have a good.